first night I saw the light, I told myself it was another ranger. That's the thing about isolation. Your mind will do anything to make another human being appear, even when it shouldn't. I took the fire lookout job in late October, in northern Georgia, deep in the Appalachian Mountains. 3 months alone in Black Ridge Fire Tower while the park's service monitored dry conditions before winter set in. Easy money, they said. Quiet work. No tourists after November. No hikers. No hunters. Just trees. Millions of acres of trees. The kind of silence that presses against your ears until you start hearing things inside it. I was 36 at the time. Recently divorced, broke, drinking too much. The kind of man who says yes to living alone on a mountain because there's nothing left waiting for him anywhere else. The ranger station sat at the bottom of the ridge, about 11 miles from the tower itself. They drove me up the first day in an old green truck that rattled the whole way up the mountain road. The ranger driving barely spoke. His name was Delmar, late 60s, gray beard, cigarettes permanently glued to his lower lip. As we climbed higher into the fog, he finally said, "Radio works most nights." "Most?" I asked. He ignored me. We reached the tower near sunset. Black Ridge stood above the tree line like some forgotten watch post from another century. Tall wooden supports, rusted stairs wrapping upward into the cabin at the top. The forest around it looked wrong somehow. Too still. No birds, no wind. Just endless dark woods, disappearing into mountain fog. Delmar hauled my bags onto the platform and handed me a ring of keys.
You keep the floodlight off after midnight.
Why?
Because if you shine it long enough, something's likely to shine back.
The first week was normal. Cold mornings, coffee, radio check-ins every 4 hours. I'd sweep the horizon with binoculars looking for smoke columns. Mostly I read old paperback novels and listened to the tower groan in the wind at night. The isolation settled into me slowly. You stop realizing how long silence has lasted until a noise finally breaks it. Sometimes I'd catch myself talking aloud just to hear a human voice. By the second week, strange things started happening. Small things at first. I'd hear footsteps on the stairs at night. Slow, heavy. The old metal steps would creak one by one beneath the tower. But whenever I looked outside with a flashlight, nothing. I blamed black bears. Then one morning I found muddy boot prints circling the tower platform. Not animal tracks. Human.
You expecting hikers up here?
Nope.
No hikers this time of year? Maybe shouldn't be?
You hear anything last night?
Yeah.
Keep the blinds shut after dark.
The mountains changed after that. I can't explain it better than that. The woods stopped feeling empty. Instead, they felt occupied. Like something was moving out there beyond the tree line, pacing me, watching the tower. At night, I'd see shapes between the trees whenever lightning flashed across the ridges. The worst part was the silence. No insects, no owls, nothing. Just the creaking of the tower and the occasional burst of radio static. Then came the light. It happened at exactly 2:13 a.m. I remember because I checked the clock 3 times afterward, trying to convince myself I'd imagined it. I was half asleep in the cot when a beam of light swept across the cabin windows. Bright white, slow, like a searchlight. I sat upright immediately. The beam moved through the fog outside, passing across the trees below. Then it swept over the tower again. Across the valley, miles away through the darkness, another fire tower stood on the neighboring ridge. Its spotlight was aimed directly at me. I remember feeling relief at first. Another lookout. Another person. I even raised a hand toward the window. I noticed the spotlight was slowly rotating, mechanically, like it had been left running. I grabbed the old map hanging on the wall. There was only one neighboring tower within range. Pine Watch Tower. Decommissioned in 1987. Abandoned after a fire killed the lookout stationed there. I barely slept the rest of the night. The light kept sweeping across my windows every 30 seconds, until dawn. The next morning, I radioed Delmar immediately.
There's somebody in Pine Watch.
No, there isn't. It's abandoned.
I saw the damn light.
What? Don't answer if they radio you.
That night, I locked the tower door before sunset. By 2:13 a.m., the spotlight returned, each pass brighter than before. The beam cut through the fog like a lighthouse. Then the radio crackled beside me. I froze. Then a voice came through.
A Black Ridge. You seen him yet?
Have I seen who?
I sat there for almost an hour staring at the radio. At 3:02 a.m., footsteps started climbing the tower stairs. Slow, metal groaning beneath heavy weight, one step at a time. The flashlight trembled in my hand as I aimed it toward the door. The footsteps stopped directly outside. Then came 3 knocks. Not loud, polite. I couldn't breathe. A voice spoke through the wood. My voice.
Open the door. Please. You left me outside.
Then the footsteps descended the stairs again, into darkness. I didn't leave the tower for 2 days. The spotlight continued every night. The radio kept whispering strange things through bursts of static, sometimes screaming, sometimes crying, over and over again. On the 4th night, I finally made the mistake that almost got me killed. The spotlight swept across the tower again, and this time, I flashed my own floodlight back. The beam cut across the valley and illuminated Pine Watch Tower. I expected emptiness. Instead, someone was standing in the spotlight room. Tall, unnaturally thin, one arm hanging too long at its side. The face looked wrong, blurred, like something unfinished. Then the thing raised an arm and pointed directly at me. And suddenly, movement erupted in the forest below my tower. Shapes emerging between the trees. Dozens of them. Tall figures shambling silently uphill toward Black Ridge. I killed the floodlight instantly, but it was too late. The footsteps started seconds later. Not one set. Many. The tower staircase screamed beneath the weight. Metal clanging. Wood shaking violently. Something slammed against the support beams below. The entire tower lurched sideways. I remember barricading the door with the cot while the footsteps climbed closer and closer. Then came the knocking. Not polite anymore. Violent. The walls trembled with each impact. And outside, I could hear my own voice screaming for help. Over and over. Dozens of copies of it. Some crying. Some laughing. Something began circling the cabin on the outer platform. Heavy, wet footsteps. I saw shadows moving beneath the windows. Too tall to be human. The spotlight from Pine Watch swept over the tower again. And for 1 second, I saw them clearly through the glass. People. Or things pretending to be people. Their faces stretched and blurred like smeared paint. I truly believed I was going to die there. Then suddenly, everything stopped. The knocking, the voices, the movement. Silence swallowed the mountain again. The spotlight across the valley shut off. Darkness. Complete darkness. At sunrise, I abandoned Black Ridge. I didn't pack, didn't radio, didn't look back. I drove down that mountain so fast I nearly rolled the truck twice. When I reached the ranger station, Delmar was waiting outside smoking a cigarette, like he already knew. He looked exhausted.
I told you everything. Every detail.
They always come after the light.
What was in the woods?
Whatever survived the fire.
Then he walked back inside without another word. 3 weeks later, another seasonal lookout took my place at Black Ridge, a college kid from Tennessee, 22 years old. According to the report, he vanished after 6 days. They found the tower empty. Door hanging open, radio still active, no sign of struggle, no footprints, nothing missing except the spotlight battery. Officially, they blamed exposure. Said he probably wandered into the woods during a storm. But that isn't what bothers me. What bothers me is this. Last winter, I was driving through North Carolina late at night on a mountain highway. Around 2:13 a.m., my headlights passed across a distant ridge. And for just a moment, far beyond the trees, I saw a spotlight sweeping slowly through the fog. Then my radio crackled.
You seeing him yet?
If that story unsettled you, good. Because the mountains have always kept their secrets. Some disappearances are explained, others become warnings passed from one generation to the next. And every now and then, someone comes forward with an account so detailed, so ordinary, that it's impossible to dismiss completely. Whether you believe this story or not, if you ever find yourself alone in the mountains, and one night a spotlight shines back at you, don't answer it. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more first-person horror accounts every couple of weeks. And if you've ever heard a strange story from a ranger, hunter, or someone who spent time deep in the wilderness, leave it in the comments. Until next time, you beautiful, creepy people.